Brenda Jackson is a New York Times and USA Today best-selling author of 100 romance novels and counting. Her legacy includes a multitude of well-earned accolades and awards, a prolific backlist of books, and thankfully for her readers, a promise of more books to come. This has been a really good year to be Brenda Jackson. Can you tell us which of your successes has meant the most to you in 2013?
The release of my 100th book this November, because I really never thought I would get to 100 books. I think no author sets out to write 100th book. What I did was just set out to write books that I thought that my readers would love. And in fact, I've told my husband when I started this journey, I would stop at number 10. And he said, okay. And then when I got close to 10, then it became 20, then 30, and now it's 100. So that to me is an accomplishment because I don't know too many African-American authors. I know Nora reached 200 books, but for me, 100 is just overwhelming when I think about it. And I really didn't think about it until the number start adding up. When I go back and see the list, it's like, wow. And what's unique is that I know every book.
Book one of a brand new series called The Grangers kicked off this June with A Brother's Honor.
Yes.
Can you tell us what we can expect in these stories?
What you can expect is a continuation of book one. There's a murder that needs to be solved. The father went to jail for killing the mother of 3 sons, and of course he's innocent. Already he served 15 years in prison. So you're going to have a murder that's going to take place or be solved over the course of the 3 books. Then you're going to meet the second brother, which you've met, but now you're going to know his story. And I gave you a little bit about that brother in book 1. So now we're going to kind of like wrap up his story and why he and Shiloh could not find everlasting love in book 1.
You're known for your family sagas with the
Yes.
Medeiros, the Westmorelands, the Steeles families, to name just a few. What are the joys and challenges of writing connected series?
Oh gosh, it's such a joy because I come from a big family and I know families and I know the good, the bad, and the ugly in every family.
You married your high school sweetheart and still wear the promise ring that he gave you at 15. Now you're New York Times and USA Today best-selling and award-winning author, and this December we are publishing your 100th book, which is The Medeiros Bride for Christmas. Looking back on all of your accomplishments, what advice would you give to your 15-year-old self?
Gosh, I would give my 15-year-old self the advice that my mom gave me: go after your dreams, believe in yourself, and believe that you can do anything that you really want to do.
Now, you've just returned from your Brenda Jackson cruise with your readers, which you do every 2 years.
Every 2 years.
What was your favorite part of this trip?
Oh, my favorite part of this trip was the celebration because my readers came together and we celebrated my 60th birthday, my 100th book, and the 5th cruise, which is the 5th anniversary of my cruises. And we just tied all those in and we gave a big celebration party, and it was an all-white party where everyone wore white, and it was just a beautiful event because it brought everything home for me that not only am I getting older, I'm 60, but that I have achieved a lot in my 60 years. This 100 book and 5 years of just being with my readers, because my readers are so important to me because they make me. They the one that keep my books on the shelves, and so I cannot be successful without them, and I want them to know it.
You're such an inspiration. The theme of betrayal underscores the plot of A Silken Thread, and the heroine's mother, Karen, goes to some pretty extreme lengths to try and undermine her daughter's relationship with the hero. Your families normally get along really well,
Really?
so where did that come from?
Oh gosh, that's again just thinking out of the box, just the opposite. And what if someone in a family had to deal with something like that? Because I sure didn't. But what if someone just selected or wanted to have their daughter or son marry someone and they would go to any length to make sure that happened? I mean, they would connive, they would be deceitful. And that helped, just wanting to do the opposite. Years of watching soap operas. There's always a villain, on the soap operas. I was always wrapped up in The Young and the Restless, and some of the things that Miss Chancellor did just surprised the heck out of me. But you went back and you watched just to see what Miss Chancellor would do, how conniving and underhanded she would get. And so I put all of that together when I decided to write A Silken Thread. And, it's going to be made into a movie.
That's right.
Debbie Allen will be directing it.
That's so exciting.
And then talking to Debbie, she is so fascinated with the Karen character. And her thing is we want, when it goes to the big screen, we want people to see just how conniving, deceitful that Karen really is.
What can readers expect from you next, Brenda?
Another 100 books, I hope. More movies. I'm hoping that's maybe a mini-series based on one of my family sagas. I've been in talks with different, networks about that. So, but the only thing, once you do a lot of things, my readers know my characters. They love them the way they are. And sometimes, networks have a tendency to draw in different, audiences to change things up. And I want to make sure that something my readers will be comfortable with.
Well, I wish you all the best with the Silken
Thank you.
Thread, and
Thank
here's
you.
looking forward to another 100 books.
Thank you, Jane.